Welcome back to Debit and Credit Online Classroom. In the previous video, we had learned about the elements of cost. Elements of cost are material, labor, and expenses. Today, we are going to learn about materials in detail. Material is a substance from which the product is made. Materials are the substances that are transformed into finished product. It includes raw materials, components, consumable stores, maintenance materials, tools, primary packing materials. So from the material, we are making a finished product which is useful or usable. For example, in a garment industry, we are making garments with cloth. So when the cloth is in its own form, we cannot use it. But when it is stitched and made into shirt or any dress, we can use it. So the raw material cloth is transformed to the garment by cutting and stitching. For that we will use for stitching thread, then buttons also. Then they are the components, and we we are using the scissors for cutting, and we'll have the machine to stitch, and we'll have some maintenance materials like oil to give in the machine, then tools, that is the scissors which we use to cut. And after stitching, if we are packing that in a packet, then that primary packing material is also included in the material. So the material is a substance from which the product is made, and materials are the substances that are transformed into finished product. Next term is stores. It includes raw material as well as all other items held in stock in the storeroom, such as components, consumable stores, maintenance materials, tools, etc. It also includes stock of work in progress and finished goods. So the difference between the material and stores is when the materials reach the storeroom, then it will become stores. An inventory includes stock of materials and stores. In the example mentioned earlier, that is garment industry, we were using the cloth as raw material, and along with that we were using thread as well as button. Now from this we can divide the material into two, that is direct material and indirect material. Cloth as the raw material and the thread used to stitch, and the button as the indirect materials which are used as the components. So the direct materials refers to the raw materials that are directly used in the production process of goods and services of a company and are essential component of the finished goods manufactured. Cloth is essential to stitch a garment. So that's a raw material or a direct material. And this can be easily identifiable in the product. From the garment, in the first look itself, what we are seeing is the cloth. So it is easily identifiable in the product. And primer packing materials are also treated as direct material. Indirect material is a material that indirectly forms part of the finished product. It cannot be directly charged to the unit or order. They are used in very small quantity and of very small value. In the example of garment manufacturing, the thread which we use to stitch, it cannot be easily identifiable. So it cannot be directly charged to the unit or order because we are using it only in small quantity and of very small value. So indirect material are the materials used indirectly in the finished product, and it cannot be directly charged to the unit or order and used in very small quantity or of very small value. In the manufacturing industry, the continuous flow of material is essential for a smooth running of the industry. If we are not getting the raw materials or components or anything, any material in right time, our production will be affected. So there arises the need of inventory control. Material control or inventory control refers to the control over materials. It is defined as a system which ensures the provision of the right quantity of materials at the right time and place at the minimum cost. It is a systematic control over the procurement, storage, and usage of materials so as to maintain an even flow of materials and to avoid excessive investment in inventories. And also we should look into. We should not stock unnecessarily. Then our capital will be stocked in this. So that also to be avoided. But we should get the materials in right time and place at the minimum cost. Here the need of 5 R's is involved. That is the right quantity, right quality, right price, right time and right source. Right quantity of material should be the right quality, right price at the right time and from the right source. That is the inventory control. So making available the materials of right quantity in right quality and right price in right time from the right source is the inventory control. Let us see the need of material control. Material control is essential to get the right material in right time, in right quantity, and from the right source at right price. So it ensures continuous supply of required materials so that there is no production delay. First and the foremost one is the continuous supply of required materials. Otherwise, the production will be affected. It minimizes wastage, pilferage, and so on. Reduces the amount of capital tied up in the inventory. Unnecessary stocking of materials will lock the capital in the inventory. So, if there is right material control, then this can be avoided. Reduces storage cost. Ensures efficient and optimum use of resources. It provides required information to management to enable it to take inventory decisions. And the required information is given to the management. They can take the correct decisions in the matter of inventory. Objectives of inventory control is like the importance of material control. It to ensure continuous flow of material for use in production, to avoid under or overstocking of material for use in production. If it is understocking, then the production will be affected. If it is overstocking, then our capital will be locked in material. So we should stock in right quantity only. To ensure the procurement of required quantity of material at the lowest possible price. To provide required information to management regarding materials. To ensure efficient utilization of material. These are the objectives of inventory control. Essential requirements of a sound system of material control. There should be proper coordination and cooperation among the various departments like purchase department, stores department, receiving and inspection department, accounting department, etc. Many departments are involved in the process of purchase. So, if there is proper coordination and cooperation only, a sound system of material control can be implemented. Materials requirements should be properly planned. Materials should be purchased in right time. Purchases should be made by a centralized department. The perpetual inventory system should be operated so that up-to-date information is available about quantity of material in stock. Various stock levels like minimum, maximum, etc. should be fixed for each item of material. The material requirement should be properly planned. The production department should have a plan about this. When they need more material and all that things, they should know, and it should be informed to the purchase department. Then only the purchase department can purchase the materials in right time. And for that, there should be a centralized department for purchase. And the stores department should keep a perpetual inventory system. And it should be operated so that up-to-date information is available about the quantity of material in stock. Various stock levels like minimum, maximum, etc. should be fixed for each item of material. Then only they can order for or place purchase orders for the purchase. So there should be proper coordination and cooperation among all these departments. And when the material come, then the receiving and inspection department also do their work in time. And they should inform the accounting department for payment.
The process of material control involves purchasing, receiving, storage, and issue of materials. The material control involves the efficient functioning of the following functions, that is, purchasing, receiving, storage, and issue. Purchasing. An efficient purchasing ensures the procurement of materials of the right quality in the right quantity at the right time, from the right source and at the right price. Let us see what are the types of purchase. The centralized purchase and decentralized purchase. When a purchase department purchases materials for the entire organization, it is centralized purchasing. The purchase department will purchase the materials for all the departments in the entire organization. In the decentralized purchasing, each department will make its own purchases. Departments will purchase their requirements, and then it is a decentralized purchasing. Now let us see how a purchase department works. How the purchase department purchase the materials required by the other departments. The purchase department can purchase the materials only on the basis of the purchase requisition forwarded by the different departments. This purchase requisition is a formal request to the purchase department to purchase materials specified in it. It is an authorization to the purchase department to purchase the materials, and that purchase requisition serves as a documentary evidence also. It contains the particulars of description of materials required, date by which the materials are required, quantity and quality of materials required, name of the requisitioning department, etc. It is prepared by the storekeeper for regular items and by the department head for special items. It is approved by an executive, works manager, etc. It is prepared when the stock reaches the reorder level. And this purchase requisition is prepared in triplicate, that is, there will be 3 copies of that, and the original is sent to the purchase department, duplicate is retained by the storekeeper or the department initiating it, and the triplicate is filed in the office of authorizing executive. And after getting the purchase order, the purchase department should invite quotations and tenders from the suppliers. And after getting the quotations and tenders, the supplier who has given the best terms of price and quality will be chosen. Supplier is selected by issuing tenders inviting price quotations from the suppliers. A tender is a written letter or an advertisement given in the newspaper inviting the prospective supplier to quote their lowest price and other terms and conditions. So when it is the duty of the purchase department to publish the tender in newspapers, specifying the materials wanted. When the suppliers see these tenders, they will submit the quotation, and on receipt of the quotations, a comparative statement of all the quotations received is prepared to know the lowest price quotations and best terms and conditions. And then the supplier will be selected, and then the purchase order will be placed. After selecting the supplier, an order for purchase is placed. Purchase order is an order placed with the supplier asking him to deliver materials or goods stated therein. It's a written authorization to the supplier to supply a specified quality and quantity of materials in accordance with the terms and conditions agreed upon. And the 5 copies of purchase order is prepared. Original is sent to the supplier, 1 copy is sent to the stores department, 1 copy to the receiving department, 1 copy is sent to the cost accounting department, and 1 copy is retained by the purchase department for future reference. And after that, the suppliers will be supplying the materials. And when the materials are received, again there are some more formalities to be done. The receiving department has to check. They have to take the delivery of goods. Receiving, the clerk verifies the contents of the packages with the consignment note sent by the supplier in triplicate along with the packages. He enters the date, quantity received, conditions of goods, etc. in the consignment note. If there is any damage or shortage, it will be noted in the consignment note. Original copy of the consignment note is sent to the stores department, and other 2 copies are returned to the supplier. And these materials are inspected. The receiving department has to send the materials along with a copy of goods received note to the inspection department for inspection. The inspection officer checks quality, size, and quantity of materials received. He will see that materials received have been in accordance with purchase order specification. After inspection and testing, the inspection officer prepares a detailed report known as inspection report. It states the report of the quality, quantity accepted and quantity rejected of the materials purchased. It is prepared in triplicate. Original is sent to the supplier, second is sent to the storekeeper along with materials for storage. Third is filed in the inspection department. After that, the invoice is checked and for the payment is the last step in the purchase procedure. Generally, the supplier sends an invoice in respect of materials supplied. It contains details regarding materials supplied and the amount to be paid for it. On receipt of invoice, the purchase department clerk checks and compares the invoice with purchase order, goods received note, inspection note, etc. If everything is in order and correct, the invoice is approved by purchase manager and is sent to the costing department for payment. So this is the purchase procedure. I believe that you have got an idea about the classification of material, material control, cost control, and essential requirements for system of material control, purchasing and purchasing procedure. Thank you for listening to me. If you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe. Thank you very much.